The Carters lived on Maple Grove Lane, a quiet suburban street where kids rode bicycles until dusk, and neighbors chatted over white picket fences. Jamal and Lena Carter, both in their early 40s, were the block's life of the party, hosting barbecues, helping with yard work, and sending homemade cookies to the mailman. Their teenage daughter Aisha was their pride and joy, second only to the cherry red 1967 Mustang that Jamal's late grandfather Pops left to him. That Mustang was more than a car. It was Pops's legacy on wheels, his stories, his jokes, his lessons about honor and toughness. Every Sunday, Jamal waxed it in the driveway while Aisha took selfies with it for Instagram. Neighbors admired it. Kids begged for rides. Even grumpy Mr. Hensley cracked a smile when its engine purred. But not everyone was a fan of the Mustang. The HOA in the development, which was run by a shadowy figure named Victor Grange, had grown more and more tyrannical in recent months. What started as petty rules about mailbox colors and grass lengths turned into something more sinister. There were rumors of residents being harassed for trumped-up offenses, of enforcers shaking down obscure fines. Then, on a Tuesday evening, a muggy one full of the threat of something imminent, Jamal was out in the garage messing with the Mustang's carburetor when a white pickup truck screeched to a halt in front of their house. HOA enforcement was written on the side. A man in a too-tight navy blue uniform stepped out. His badge looked fake, and his smile looked dangerous. He introduced himself as Officer Tate. Aisha, phone scrolling on the porch, looked up in surprise as Tate bellowed that the Mustang was illegally parked and would be towed. Jamal stepped forward, greasy rags still clutched in his hand. "This is my driveway. That car's been here for years." Tate wasn't having it, plastered a pink citation on the windshield, and signaled over the idling tow truck. Lena rushed outside, voice trembling. "You can't take our car. It's not even on the street." Tate just smirked. "HOA rules, ma'am. Pay the fine, or it's gone." Neighbors emerged, cameras in hand, discussing in shock. Mr. Hensley shouted, "This is bull." "That's their car," Aisha began live streaming. "This guy is trying to steal my grandpa's car," she said, voice trembling. The video went viral. Comments rolled in. "This is theft. Call the police. HOAs are a scam." But Tate did not back off. He leaned in and whispered in Jamal's ear, "Should have paid Victor's fee. Now you learn." That's when it clicked. Victor Grange was not a petty tyrant. He was running a racket. For months, residents had been bullied into paying phony fines, or face harassment. The Carters had refused. Now Tate was here to make an example of them. As the tow truck hitched up the Mustang, Aisha's stream went viral. Charsh Save the Mustang and HOAScam were trending hashtags. Strangers began to appear, cars jamming the street, fists pumping in the air. The neighborhood was in a fury. Some faulted the Carters for stirring up trouble. Others just repeated the same stories of threats, targeting, silencing. Old prejudices surfaced again as well. Anonymous trolls suggested the Carters, a black family, weren't welcome in a good neighborhood like Maple Grove. Those voices were drowned out by thousands who spoke up in support, however. Jamal stood firm, Lena beside him, Aisha's phone still rolling. Tate, smug, said, "You're done, Carter." No one's coming. But karma had already clocked in. Suddenly, a low rumble echoed down the street. 3 black SUVs whipped around the corner, lights flashing. Doors burst open. Armed federal agents in tactical vests stormed out. "FBI, step away from the vehicle!" Tate froze. His smirk vanished. An agent approached, eyes locked on him. "Victor Grange's lapdog, huh? You're done." The crowd erupted. Cheers, gasps, more cameras. Agent Torres, leading the charge, held up a warrant. This man isn't an officer. He's part of a criminal fraud ring led by Victor Grange. They've been extorting families across 3 counties. She turned to Tate, now pale and trembling. "You picked the wrong family." It all unraveled in a hurry. Tate's badge? Fake? His authority? Zero. Grange's HOA was a front for an extortion racket. Phony fines, threats, control. The Mustang was just the latest mark. Agents cuffed Tate while the tow truck driver tried to make a dash for it, only to be tackled on the lawn. Aisha's stream went viral, hundreds of thousands of viewers. Local news swarmed the scene. Neighbors who were once silent now had something to say. Mr. Hensley told a reporter, "They tried to rob the Carters blind. They're good people. They didn't deserve this." Some trolls still had hate to spew, but they were shouted down by a wave of support. Crowdfunding sites sprang up, donations poured in. Save the Mustang was a battle cry for combating injustice. Mrs. Delgado, the elderly widow from across the street, tearfully hugged Lena. "You fought when I could not," she said. "Thank you." That unleashed something in Jamal. This wasn't just about a car. This was about every person Grange had intimidated into silence. The Mustang had become a spark. While agents led Tate away, Torres told the Carters, "Your daughter's live stream tipped us off. Grange's gang got sloppy, and you exposed them." Aisha smiled through tears. Victory was bittersweet. The Mustang was dinged. Pops's memory had been dragged, bruised, but not broken. Jamal climbed onto the flatbed and raised his hand. The crowd fell silent. "This ain't about our car," he said. "It's about doing the right thing. For Pops, for us, for y'all." The cheers were thunderous. 2 weeks later, Victor Grange was arrested in a huge sting. Federal indictments were handed down. The scam collapsed. Headlines read, "HOA fraud ring busted. Families stand sparks reckoning." Maple Grove had turned around, and for the best. The Mustang, scratched but defiant, was returned to the driveway. A weekend of polishing by Jamal and Aisha made it shine again. Lena sang Motown. People dropped in with presents and thanks. Mr. Hensley even offered to repaint their mailbox. Aisha's fundraiser brought in enough to repair the Mustang, and to make a donation to a nonprofit that fought housing scams. The hate posts were buried in waves of praise. One tweet that went viral said, "They fought for family and ended up saving a whole community." A block party followed. The Mustang stood at its center. Kids danced, elders laughed, even news crews smiled. Jamal took Lena's hand and addressed the crowd. "Pops taught me honor means standing up, even when it's hard. We're grateful for all of you." For family, Aisha's final live stream caption read, "This is what love looks like." The cheers that came after weren't only celebration. They were a vow to defend, to uplift, to do more. Karma had taken power from Tate and Grange. But it was the Carters' unwavering kindness and courage that healed Maple Grove, showing that a car can hold more than memories. It can hold a movement,